Welcome everyone to the second game of the semi-finals. It's the Futsal Oz Cup here on Wednesday evening. It's the women's and it's Preston against Melbourne AKU battling it out for the finals spot against Fitzroy. They just bet Carlton in the first game 10-1. You're here with Han and Josh. Josh, wow, this is going to be a huge game for Preston and for AKU.
Yeah, look, they're going to book themselves a very difficult game against Fitzroy. We know that for a fact. Nothing but positive words to say about how they played against Carlton. They were brilliant. Now, these are both pretty evenly matched teams. I think AKU looking a bit thin as well. Not many players as they could have. Some notable exceptions. Rema is not there.
Yeah, you've got, if you're talking about anyone that could be on their squad, Jessal, not there. Parthamos hasn't been there for the season, but you just mentioned Lucy Raymer. Annabelle Hoskins not there. Jojo Vukovic is not playing. Hannah Lee. There's a few there that's missing. Linda Sawa. So
Preston,
for them,
yeah, Preston have a pretty strong lineup coming up against AKU tonight. Only one notable exception is Verati.
Yeah, we just saw a sign up when the squad was taking photos. We'll just take you to the lineup as well. But Louisa Verati did unfortunately injured her knee throughout the weekend. So speedy recovery. She had to go straight into surgery for that. So she'll be out most of next season or probably the entire season while she recovers for that. But good to see the squad still thinking of her. Into her thoughts because she's just a solid a team player for Preston and she hasn't really missed any games. I feel like she played every single game last season.
She honestly might have played every single game. I'm going to double check that because I think she's the one player I'm like, I think she's not missed a single game. Yeah,
she's a really solid, very reliable player for Preston. And let's take it down the squad list for this evening. And just on the ball there, Alicia Ike. She's number 12. We have, welcome back, 23, Taylor Halabi. So she, I would assume, the captain of this evening. And in goals, we have Bushra Manker. Chanel Camilleri, also normally their keeper. She's out for a very early flight tomorrow, so she's omitted herself in this game. So Bush Manker, she was playing the match in the last game 2 weeks ago. So I'm sure she put her hand up going, I'll keep for tonight. Number 11, Bushra Al-Khatib. 20 is Karina Nautu. 13, Camilla Fresnida. 12 mentioned before, Alicia Ike. 88, Georgia Guliana. And 47 is Alexandra Sinclair. And for AKU, there's a grab there from Menker. 23, Tiffany Chu. 5 is Carla D'Alessandro. 12, Lida Samaya. 13, Chazal Day. 15, Imi Plaza. We've also got Jen Chandler on the squad, but we haven't got a number for her, so we'll have to see when she turns around what number she's have on her back.
Preston and numbers.
23. So they've definitely got some talent there, AKU, and just on the ball now, Chazelle Day. She hasn't played a lot of games in the end of last season. And she's just a lethal left booter, so if you provide her the opportunity, she'll definitely find the back of the net. Jen Chandler, just an underrated player too, can definitely score. So they've got talent on the squad, they just don't have a lot of it compared to what Preston has.
Yeah, again, we saw it last game. When you lack the numbers, you're going to struggle, especially late on in the game. And Preston's kind of a team that I think gets a little bit better towards the second half as well. They kind of like that Fitzroy evolution in that bracket. They're very close. I mean, I'm interested to see how they're going to play next season because they really are just knocking on the door of those two teams.
They have really, really good games. The only thing is they're not consistent. There's games where, like, Fresnida won't have a boot on it or Ike or now too. But then there's games where they all get the ball and every shot that goes in towards a goal is on target. So they're just not consistent. When they have every single game, like 110% and everyone's on the ball, anything can happen.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, I hope we get that consistency next season. It will make for a really unpredictable half a year. So, AKU pretty strong tonight, though. They've started pretty violently, I was going to say.
Yeah, Zamaya left boot. I think they're taking advantage of not having Chanel Camilleri. She won the Golden Glove for last season, so for her first ever in her debut as a goalkeeper for Preston, and she wins a Golden Glove. So it's her second season in, actually.
It's her second season in.
Yeah, and she's won the accolade. So credit to her, have just really transitioned from being kind of like into the squad and finding her place to being such a dominant keeper and keeping Preston in a lot of their games. As Fresneda takes a strike, just goes wide and made a loud noise. I don't know what it hit back there.
Are you telling me she was only a goalkeeper for 2 seasons?
She's probably been a goalkeeper for outdoor, and also she plays AFL, so I feel like that kind of naturally gets to you. Same as Lizette, I feel like you're not necessarily a futsal keeper, but it kind of naturally comes to you with those skills the more and more you play. But I have to really confirm those that information with Chanel. But before that, I haven't seen her. I think she's been a field player.
I don't see it. I don't see it. She's just been so awesome at goalkeeper. I was like, wow.
It's the long limbs and the long arms really make a huge impact when you're a goalkeeper. You don't have to really... You just make sure you're in the right position and you kind of let your body do the work.
It's her aggression too, though. I think that plays a part. And she's one of the few keepers in the league who can really be an offensive threat. I guess that comes from past experiences.
And the counter is on for Preston. 2-on-1. And great goalkeeping coming from Chu. Fresneda didn't use her other player. I think she was just blocked there by Zamaya. There's a corner kick. Goes back to Ike. To Halabi. Ike to now 2. Goes down the flank, but nobody there to collect in the D. And Aku, quick throw out to Zamaya. Couldn't find the connection there. So I feel like Preston is just a bit more well set up in the back line.
Do you think it'll be a goal that will open up this game?
Little bit, yeah. There's a lot of back and forth. So Chazelle Day was just lurking there in front of the keeper, but no threat to Preston. Intercepted there by Zamaya. Chazelle Day couldn't get a foot on it. Halabi comes to collect. Heavy ball to Fresneda. She still collects it and runs out of room, and boundary ball for AKU.
Which one of these two teams do you think is most equipped to take on Fitzroy?
I would say Preston is probably, they've got a lot more aggression, they've got more technical skills, but they don't have a keeper for the final, so they have to find a keeper, unless Bushmaker again puts a hand up. But against a very solid, aggressive team like Fitzroy, where every strike that they take is on point, and it's, you know, the counter-attack that Fitzroy brings. Speaking of which, Taylor Halabi gives a shout out to her teammate Louisa Verratti, number 21. That goal was for you, Louisa. And what a brilliant goal that was from a very acute angle. Let's watch the replay.
What a brilliant goal. It always starts. I think the last goal in the last game started from an interception as well. Look at this brilliant team play. First time. Bang. The celebration, do you reckon they all have a shirt
They
underneath?
do. Yeah, they probably all do.
Oh, this was just a complete lucky situation where she scored.
It's like, Taylor, you have to wear number 21, the jersey. You have to score a goal.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why they made her go forward. It wouldn't work if she was playing an anchor role. So
True.
there's There's definitely some play that they've got there for Preston, but oh wow, one touch wonder for Taylor Halabi, the captain. So Preston has broken the deadlock. AKU though, sorry.
No, I think like after that, I don't know if AKU, like Carlton, will fumble from that. And maybe they can keep it up the entire half, keep it 1-0, get it close, but I don't want this to break them down and open them up too much, because it was a very well-worked goal.
Absolutely, it came from a counter-attack, and it was a team goal too. We went from Fresneda, lays it off to Ike, and then finds Taylor Halabi just lurking there in the cutback. And Taylor, all she had to do was tap it in, and she did that so well. And it was just that composure from Taylor, and she kind of believed in herself and knew that she's in the right place. All she got to do is just find a sweet spot, and it sure just went in with so much power.
Maybe they might get a second here. See, I jinx everything.
If you are not sure what that means, watch the first game, and the amount of times we have said positive things about a team in particular, if they're on the move or they, have a good position or whatever you say positive, it seems like the opposite happens. Funny. Chazelle Dake's left boot there, easy collection there from Bushra Manker. And we see number 47, Alex Sinclair, coming on the court. Not sure if we saw Imi Plaza, number 12. No, not 12, 15 for AKU.
She's come on now.
She's come on, Imi. She's done her hair up. I don't know, the braid, the double blade down the side. Don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
Maybe we'll give her that goal scoring knack. Who knows?
Maybe, or is it in the way? It's kind of in front of you.
You're one-on-one, someone's going to pull you back.
Oh no. But she's here for the occasion. So AKU's finding some form of connection, but Preston feel like they're more well set up in their positioning. They just intercepts the pass. And then they're on the counter, and look how fast they run towards the goal. The entire team, except maybe for one, are already charging forward.
Yeah, they work the counter-attack, I think, so much better than any other team. Maybe Evolution do the counter-attack the best. But they're right up there. Preston.
It is a bit risky move, and they know they have their back if the ball does turn over against them.
Yeah.
And they can kind of run back, but sometimes they do get caught out, and it do cost them a goal. They're on the move again, D'Alessandro. Nothing to threat the keeper whatsoever. So they've just got to have a bit more mustard behind the ball if you want to take those shots.
True, you'd think they'd get a little bit confident that Camilleri's not in net. Try a few shots that you wouldn't normally do.
Absolutely. Because if we're just going to do that the entire night, it's going to be a pretty... Oh, and speaking of which, Taylor Halabi... I think she wants her second. Good save there from Chu. Intercepted Plaza. Day on her right. Asking for the ball again, but nobody there. It's just all Preston and Chazelle Day running out of room.
I mean, I said this so many times throughout the season, she's like the difference maker. I think they had one comeback. Was it against Fitzroy that they played sensationally well? And they won? They played against a really top team, and she was the star behind it. She has this like clutch mentality performance that she can carry a team sometimes. She comes on, her presence gives you that next level advantage.
Talking about Chazelle Days?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just her presence, you're right. Speaking of presence, let's take a timeout break call by AKU. We'll see you after this.
Can't do anything about that. Watches that one in the back of the net.
You trick them because you think they're going to go far, but then you go near.
True. Oh my goodness! And even Davies is dropped.
She's dropped. She can't believe it. We're talking about a goal cannot be conceded when the near post, and Hubik went, you know what? I would challenge that because watch this replay right here.
How do you even... How? How did she do that? Oh my God, how did she do that?
She went over the top of Paige Daly. She couldn't even react. We're back. That was a timeout called by Melbourne AKU. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Preston leading by a goal scored by Taylor Halabi. Josh, what do you think was said in the timeout break from the AKU squad?
Look, I don't think they've been doing anything necessarily wrong. I think what they'll have to say is sit down, do the same thing we're doing, maybe try and take those chances a little bit better that you get. Because they haven't got many chances, because Preston are a very good defensive unit. But they haven't done anything particularly wrong. I think if they get to half-time, then they will say, well, we went a whole half, nothing worked, we'll change it up a little bit. For now, play the game. Maybe that was good for a little bit of a break as well.
Well said, and it's probably good to have a break in those moments, just kind of break the momentum from Preston, not allow any kind of further goals to be scored, as we saw earlier with Fitzroy scoring so many goals in a matter of minutes.
That's what happens. One goes in, it's like the floodgates open.
Exactly. But I don't know, Milwin Roslin from the AKU management squad. Oh, save there, and the follow-up from Fresneda. Wide open goal, and just completely butchers it. She was on her knees just begging, going, why did that not go in?
Well, I think we got a blooper from each game now, which makes me very happy. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Fresneda.
Put your money on her missing. You never would. You never would. She's always clinical.
She always is. That's why she was just very disappointed in herself. And Alex Sinclair goes around her player with just ease. Blindsided Zamaya. Very quick, just that run, and she's one of the oldest players in the competition and just outruns the young youth players.
Experience counts though, doesn't it? You know how to run.
When to run.
Yeah, timing.
How, when. As we see, and player that's brought on the squad for this game, not sure if she'll continue on, but Georgia Guliani. For Preston, number 88. Didn't know team jerseys go that high. 88.
Yeah, I mean, wonder what you're allowed to get away with in the league. You're allowed to put like a 3-digit one? No,
no, we had that. We had a 4-digit one once.
No way.
And that was denied because we made fun of it. I think someone had a number. It was like 10, and the other person's like, "Well, you took my number. I'm gonna just have 1010." So it was
No
1010, and it kind of stopped after that. After a game, the referees went, "No, this is not acceptable."
That would have been a whole like situation right there. That would have been fun to like live through though.
Oh yeah, it went on for. I think they tried it again to see what happens, and I'm like, okay, well, if you can have 4 numbers on your jersey, can I have like a decimal point? So I was like,
beats the questions.
Yeah, I was thinking if anyone was willing to make a jersey for me that said like 9 3/4 or something, that would have been awesome.
That would be really cool. That'd be something different.
Yeah, and I tried that with, I think Conquer one time, and they're like, no. And I think AKU the same. Like I emailed them going, can you do like 3/4? And they went, it's not in the template. I'm like, what? But I thought it was custom. I thought you custom. Like, no.
Could you do 0-0? I wonder.
I think 0-0 is acceptable. I'm not sure, but no one's done it.
Okay.
But I think it has to be double digits. It can't be more than.
Can't be triple digits.
Can't be triple. No decimal. No.
Yeah, they're really taking their kids seriously. Well, I mean, you have to, I guess. You don't have to have names on the back, do you?
No, you don't. Better.
Okay.
I feel like it adds to the experience and the player profile, especially when you're on the court. I think the only teams that have them are Fitzroy and
Preston.
Evolution. Preston, I think they've got a few players.
Only a few players. I see.
They've got their permanent numbers for the entire season, and it's their kit as well.
Well, I mean, Preston, honestly, they don't change the lineup all too much. They keep like the same people.
The same core.
Yeah.
And if one player is unavailable or two, they'll bring in other players. They've got huge lineup on their squad list. So if they're ever down, same as Fitzroy, if they've ever shortened players, if that 5 players can't make it, they've got another 5 to 10 that could come in. So their list is huge.
I mean, sometimes I watch them, I feel like they don't even substitute at all. Like, they're always on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just my eyes, but...
And there was a time where there was no the numbers weren't clear, so you probably were like, they're still on.
Those dark times right there, literally.
Literally, the numbers were very dark. So the past couple of minutes, just kind of going into the halftime break, it's just been a bit of back and forth. There's a foul there from Giuliani against D'Alessandro. And okay, you can set up for a set piece here.
I mean, surely if they just put it in that top corner, Manker won't be able to get to it.
D'Alessandro decides to go low. And Manker did the opposite of what you said.
Always happens.
Oh, no. Sorry. Whoever took the shot, Carlo D'Alessandro, said the opposite.
Yeah.
Did the opposite. So Preston just building up here, but ball goes out of play. Liani to Halabi. I feel like you need a vowel to end your name if you want to be part of Preston.
A vowel.
Except for Bushra. 2 Bushras. And the more sounding of the I, the better. Liani, Halabi, Verati.
Honestly, it might be my little weird quirk. I just love seeing names sometimes. Like, people's, like, names, like, on the back of a shirt. Like, seeing, like, Now Too. I've never seen a name like Now Too. It's, like, cool, you know?
Very cool. like, say, like, you've got a child, you're born, and you have a surname a particular way. Do you think, if they ever become a soccer player or a sports player, how does that name kind of work out for them? Is that in? Referee calls it a goal. That was very unexpected. I don't think Preston will be happy with this one. Let's watch the replay.
That didn't work out for them, did it? Oh, my.
So it was a save there. And it was just an error from Manker. And Plaza kind of took a chance and pressured the keeper. Bit of a tricky one because normally you protect the keeper. And when they have the ball, they're kind of protected, but did it fall out of her hands?
I don't think she had possession.
It was...
We'll have to see. They're going to go to a VAR.
I think they've called a timeout, but let's watch it from the top angle to see. Because if keeper's got hold of it...
Oh, she might have hold of that.
It was the left hand.
Yeah.
And Imi kind of ran into her.
Interesting. Okay, that's okay. I can see if they want to suggest that they had possession of the ball there. That would make wouldn't be the worst case that's been made at a VAR decision. Let's just say that. I think they did go to VAR. I saw the referee kind of do that box off screen.
Yep, and there's no timeout icon there at the bottom of your screen. So it looks like they have challenged it, and it makes a huge difference because 1-1 on the screen coming into halftime could be anyone's game.
It changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that gives you the confidence. I don't know if they'll count that, though. It honestly did look like it was in their possession.
But possession for how long? Like, did she have a clear possession? Like, if Imi didn't, like, knock her, would she still have possession of the ball? I think that's what the referee is going to take that into consideration. If Imi wasn't there to like, have physical contact, will Bushra still have possession of the ball, with or without her bump.
I mean, at the end of the day, the refs are going to make their decision. We can only speculate. And I don't really want to speculate because every time I speculate, it goes the opposite, so I don't want to jinx anyone.
The what if, so it's into the referee's hands and their interpretation of the what if. It's taken them quite some time to make a decision. Oh, no, never mind.
That was pretty quick. Oh, my. Okay, goal.
Turn to a goal. So, for them, they think that if Imi wasn't there, Bushra would have still fumbled the ball into the goal. So, it's not a bad contest. I would contest it too, because it doesn't hurt in those situations.
It looked 50-50, really.
Yeah, it looked anyone's call, really. You can't really make a call on that, and referees are the one that does the hard job.
I guess they know the rule books better than us.
Better than us. And they're gonna do it live when everything's so quick. We have opportunities to rewatch replays if we want to, or zoom in.
The comment section will disagree with that one.
If you've got a comment, feel free to put on if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that goal there, and changes the game entirely. 1-1.
You know what would be funny? Have you ever seen like on Twitch streams where you can pay to have your comment read out live during the game?
Really?
Yeah. So like there was this one streamer who, like, he did a thing where he was gonna sleep, and you just watch him sleep for like 24 hours, and you can pay to like have your comment read by an AI bot super loudly on the screen. So every time he would sleep, someone would pay like $5 and then they would read whatever comment, or an alarm would go off to wake him up. It could be really funny during a game. Could you imagine you could read the comments out loud, so someone would like,
so it's like a promotion.
Way.
So it's like a promotion. So it's almost like a paid promotion.
Yeah.
Because it's like you hear it on radio, or someone is paying for you to say something on air.
Yeah.
So it's like that, except you're not really promoting anything except for your comment.
Yeah, you're just like posting a funny comment live.
Yeah.
That will make everything awkward.
Yeah, and you're paying for that.
Could be cool for a charity event.
Yeah, like all proceeds, go to a charity.
Yeah.
Because you can just like say it without making the money, or did that become like a competition? Go, why didn't you read my comment? You read that person's, and they're like,
Not
oh well, they pay $5.
Yeah, that's it. True. True.
So, yeah, why did you skip me and go to the next person?
No, it would be an AI bot though, so you couldn't stop any comment whatsoever.
Yeah, it's all automatic. You can't help it.
So they could comment something very vulgar, and you couldn't stop it.
It's not censored.
No.
The bot doesn't know. Interesting. We conclude the last minute since that goal, which has been a lot of back and forth. Preston, they're just building. Can they find a late goal here in the first half to get them in the lead once again? So that first goal came pretty quick. It was 10 minutes in the game, and Taylor Halabi found the back of the net. So since then, it was just an error coming from Manker.
Most definitely it's been even. Like, I think Preston might have like that slight, a bit more offensive edge, but AKU have played good defense, and they've put up, especially in the second half after that original timeout, a much better offensive performance themselves.
Yeah, they've really come to life in terms of their structure. You see there, it's 3-1. They know their role. And there's a whistle. 1-1 here for the semi-finals of the Futsal Oz Cup Wednesday Women's Futsal. We'll take a halftime break. See you straight after this.
it's given away, Allen. Good tackle, Allen.
Hands up. Not looking good for Fitzroy. There it is. Evolution. Right back into action. All up to AKU to finish it. 2-0. There she beat. There's the second. And there's one step close. From that. Big long shot there. Bottom corner. 3-0 already. 16 minutes to go in this half. It's going to be a long thing. The amount of shots never can't miss that one. Very big, 9-0.
Allen clears, Caro. Sewell, back to Allen here.
33 seconds.
Oh, it's given away, Allen. Good tackle, Allen. Just can't reach out, Sewell.
Oh!
And it's Josh Allen.
There
Josh
it is.
Allen scores. Josh Allen takes his top off.
The hat trick. He gets his hat trick, gets his top off, and sends the stadium into overdrive. The stadium's erupted.
Interrupters there.
He'll take
Josh,
the yellow card, no worries, Joseph.
You take the yellow card every day of the week.
Let's have a look at this replay, please. It all started here with Allen. Have a look. Not this bit here, but he wins the ball here in that tackle against Ate. Passes the ball off.
Didn't give up.
And he goes to the back post and taps it in. So, yeah, Kevin...
Oh, chance, yeah, Bezapour gets around for Taya, and he makes it 1-0. And the freight train.
Welcome back. It's the last half of the semi-finals, the Futsal Oz Cup here on Wednesday, Women's Futsal. 1-1 here, and it's anyone's game, Preston. They've leaded the entire, or most of the first half, and AKU from a technical error by the keeper, Bushra Mankur. Imi Plaza found the back of the net. We've had a few comments in the halftime break, Josh, from the viewers. One being from another keeper, saying you've got to have both hands on the ball to ensure that the keeper has clean possession. So I feel like the referee made that call.
Okay. I mean, you know more than I would. You're an expert on goalkeepers.
So one hand, I feel like, yes, you probably don't have clean possession, and it's rare that you only have possession with one hand in futsal.
Okay.
Normally, if you want to collect it, you collect it with two. So thanks for your comments and your insight knowledge, and it kind of helps us make the game, you know, more streamlined and ensure that everyone is on the same page, you know, from all keepers and referees and whoever's watching it and playing the game. They know the rules or knows as a player what to expect. And Halabi is on there, and Alicia Aiki scores her first of tonight, and what a brilliant team goal from Preston. They're now in the lead. Let's watch that replay.
I mean, they got one real early yet again. Preston starting off the half with a bang. Look how they just work the ball so well. And just there, I usually think she's a right footer. She flicks it in with her left. Like, just, you didn't even look like it moved. It just, like, automatically just came up, went in, perfectly done. 2-1.
So she got capitalized again. It was a defensive error. I think Chandler was there. She defended the ball, but after that, she didn't really do much for it. And Ike just took her chances and went for it. Left boot in. Tiffany Chu came out for the split save, but the worst is when it hits you and it rams itself into the back of the net and into the goal. And as a keeper, you went, I tried to block it. I just wasn't kind of using my body or not using the correct save to block that.
I think it might have hit her by surprise too, just in that position.
Yeah, she probably just like reacted, but kind of didn't react the way she wanted to. And before you know it, the ball hits you and makes its way, you know, behind you. It's just the power behind that ball. Look at that power again. Was that Taylor Halabi?
It was.
Unbelievable. Just on fire tonight. Hasn't played too much in games in the last rounds of last season, but I think she missed it a bit.
Yeah, she had a few games where she didn't make an appearance, which was, she's usually the captain, isn't she?
Could possibly be from injury or resting.
Outdoor.
So a lot of players, if they feel like maybe there's a game that's too close, if you've got like a Friday night game, you might want to rest Wednesday night. I think her team did play on a Wednesday night once, so she did actually miss the entire round.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's good to see her back because she really does. Again, we're talking about consistency. When she's on, Preston look a bit more consistent, a bit better, a bit more stable.
They play a lot better. Directing traffic from the back for Nita. Ball intercepted. Zamaya, left boot. She wants a crack at it. But luckily for Manker, ball goes wide and Preston cannot allow those opportunities. Got to shut those shots down.
Well, look, if AKU continue that type of offense, that type of offensive play, they will get themselves another goal. They have powerful strikers, powerful shots. I think Giselle Day, we've already spoken about her, but if she gets a shot off, be careful. Manker should definitely be careful. Maybe here.
Possible. Good pressure coming from now too. Wins her team a throw in. Ike, good use of her body. And D'Alessandro went to ground, and this is when the slim bench will come into play for ACU. They've only got one, and they've got to rotate it as much as you can and have rest. And the header comes from no one other than Alexandra Sinclair. She has scored so many goals using her head, and you can definitely rely on her. Let's watch that replay with this throw-in.
I think it was a quick one from now too. Catching the defense off guard. I mean, she was right there. Look at that. She just pushes off to make that space. That's like experience again. The ability to use your body just to get that extra little bit of space. And it's an open goal from there.
And it's that pinpoint throw coming from now too has to be over and high enough to go past the keeper. Chu, she went for it. And as a keeper, you have to take that risk and go, well, if I'm going to go for it, I have to touch it. And she didn't. So you should work on that next time, going, I have to play the ball and how high it is and the speed. Do I stand on the line and maybe try to deflect it? Or do I go for it? And when you back yourself, you have to know that you're going to touch it. And unfortunately for her, that ball went way over the top for her to reach. And Alexandra Sinclair was just there, went, thank you.
I think Samaya as well, maybe it looked like they had a bit of a confusion, a bit of a moment of confusion that, oh, maybe you have it. Maybe she's going to get the head on it. And she didn't expect the push away.
Yeah, the push away was just so perfect, timely done and very accurate. You know, you got to do it in a way that doesn't really create that foul. And Alex just did that in a manner. And, oh, the cutback is on, but Chu got there just in time. Preston's on the hunt.
Yeah, this is not looking good for AKU. They need to change something really quickly or they're going to be in for a goal fest.
They're on the move again. Preston 3-1. They want that ticket to the final. against Fitzroy. No, Fitzroy want a rematch. Of that.
They're going to be hurting from that loss. I was recently watching it actually, and it's just one of the most amazing end games you'll ever watch. If you if you want to go and watch one game, like for your life that you want to enjoy, bring you into this world, go and watch that game.
Yes, remind me what round it was.
I can't remind you what round it was. Oh, I'll have to look it up.
Look it up. Tell us what round. We'll write it down, and we'll make sure to watch the last 2 minutes. You just need a highlight of the last 2 minutes of that game.
The highlights, yeah.
That's all you need. You don't need to watch the entire game. It's the last 2 minutes is when, Preston just changed it around.
I think it kind of encapsulates futsal as a sport that goes right till the last second.
Oh, absolutely. Stop clock territory. It's so, because the anxiety is there and the intensity is there, because it's like every move counts. Every single possession in that 2 minutes counts. And Alexandra Sinclair with the turn and left boot on a non-preferred, but saved there by the keeper. Preston on the move once again.
I believe it was round 18.
Round 18.
It was round 18.
Wow, that was the game that changed it all.
That really set in stone the season. There was a missed penalty. Was there a red card in that game? It was crazy. And so if we get something like that again in a final, wow. Could you ask for anything better?
No. As Ike on the move, pass it on to Fresneda, and she does not miss on that spot, on that position. Preston, 4 goals to 1.
Yeah, I don't think there was ever a doubt that she was going to miss for a second time that easy. She knows she messed up the first time. That time, it's a harder shot, mind you. Puts it away right under the goalkeeper. And from here, it's looking a bit dull for AKU.
Yeah, the scoreline has just now evaporated there from AKU. They thought they had it in the bag, coming into the half-time. 1-1, and Preston just scored, 2 unanswered goals already.
They took that last goal with as this inspiration for a second half absolute demolishing. Would you call it a demolishing at 4-1? Probably not, but definitely a very good clinical performance.
13 minutes to go, plenty of time. But AKU, they have to score goals, and the other goal was just from a technical error.
Yep. I think, look, we spoke about the lineups and the slim lineup. If it continues like this, you're going to see AKU run out of steam towards the end of the game. Just naturally. I mean, any team would. And so then you're definitely going to see Preston, the 2-on-1 chances increase, and it might turn into a shellacking.
Preston using their bench wisely. Sinclair laid it off to Juliana. And I believe AKU have called a timeout once again. 4-1 here in the semi-finals. We'll see you straight after this.
And not looking good for Fitzroy. There it is. Evolution. Right back into action. All up to AKU to finish it. 2-0. There she be. There's the second. And there's one step close. From that. Big long shot there. Bottom corner. 3-0 already. 16 minutes to go in this half. It's going to be a long thing. The amount of shots never been it is. Can't miss that one. There he be. 9-0.
Ellen clears, Caro. Sewell, back to Ellen here.
33 seconds.
Oh, it's given away, Ellen. Good tackle, Ellen. Just
Ellen.
can't reach out, Sewell.
Oh,
And it's Josh Allen.
there it
Josh
is.
Allen scores. Josh Allen takes his top off.
The hat trick.
And we're back 4-1. Preston leading by 3 goals with about 12 minutes to go here in the second half. And Josh here in the box, and it's been quite an entertaining night, and this game still going. I don't think AKU has given up, Josh.
Nah, they won't give up. That's not in their blood. They'll go right to the end, and they still can do it, really. 3 goals is not the biggest deficit in futsal. It's definitely nothing where you can shrug your shoulders and start playing around effortlessly. So you could overturn a 3-goal lead in a minute. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's probably happened before. Maybe not 3 goals, at least 2 within that time frame. So you have to go to the end, and they have the quality to do it. They're missing a few stars, but it's not like they've played bad at all. They've played very well, and maybe they can catch out Preston's complacency.
Yeah, absolutely. And they've just got to count on those counter-attacks and ensure every pass is pinpoint. But Preston, they're on the move. Look at that touch there coming from Sinclair. Created that play. Halabi still gets possession. She's got nowhere to move, though. Didn't opt to go back. And in the end, it was a tackle there from AKU, and it's going to be a boundary for Preston. But they just have to continue hunting AKU. So they're missing Rayma and even Romero. Chloe Romero, she's there. Anyone else that we've...
Rema's the big one. Rema's the big one. She's very, very talented. And very technical too. That's, I think, another thing. She's so technically gifted. They need that. Need someone in the midfield like that.
Just don't have that. Just a playmaker.
Yeah.
So just struggling a bit in the kind of middle of the court, just unsure when they've got that ball, just what's their next move. They don't know. And by the time they figure it out, Preston's already there.
Yeah, Preston are just a unit that should not be messed with when they're on form. And they're just very tactical too. That they have to give them the absolute credit for their... it's almost every possession, it's like run the same way. Every defensive possession is run the same way. It's stability. That's how I would describe it.
They've just got a structure that works well and continue what they do, and they know which players can kick from where and how they kick it.
Yep.
You know, they know that Alexandra Sinclair can score from a header, that you know, or Camilla can dribble the ball, or Taylor can score from the D. So they know their players.
They've played together for a long time too.
Yep.
And AKU they've always maintained this is a development season. That was a development season. So they're going to be looking to next season to really showcase the full extent of their powers. This is like a test the waters, see what we can try type thing. And they've said that themselves in interviews.
They'll get there. They'll just have to keep playing, keep trying new things, keep training. And for them, it's consistency and trying to get the same squad so they kind of build that chemistry. Because if you've got players that are missing or coming in and you get the groove for a game and then after that they're not there the next round, then you've got to develop that chemistry again with new players coming in you know, different rounds. So I feel like that's how Preston has a one-up. They've got the same squad list for most of the season.
There's also a thing of you can have really good players, but do they fit in your system? Preston have the right players that fit the system. You might be a very, very good player, but you don't quite fit the style you're going to play. For example, Carlton like to chuck the ball long sometimes, and Cadwell's such a good fit. Would she be so good? Actually, I can't say that in the Fitzroy system, but in Evolution's type lineup where they play a lot more of a passing game. That all comes into it too.
Yeah, you're going to know the style of the team and how they like to be played, and it comes down to the coaching and management to, you know, pass that information on to the players that come on board. It's like, maybe you've played other games and maybe you do throw it in or you long throw it or whatnot, but that's not something that we do here, and we build it up more, or we pass it on, or we build a diamond formation or it's 2-2. You know, it's just kind of that communication has to be out there to the players that you bring on.
100%. AKU really knocking the ball around quite well now. Maybe can bring us a nice bit of attacking play.
They've got a bit more space, but again, you've got to have a bit more power behind that. The shot was on target, but Jen Chandler, she even has Giselle Day lurking in the D there. Probably should have used her as an option.
Well, from there, you need power. There's no, your placement is not going to get you a goal from that far.
Got to back yourself. Just got to really go for it. Hit that ball like you mean it.
Yeah, just like it's like a schoolyard bully. Just launch it.
Yes. Hit it as hard as you can. As accurate as you can, obviously. You can hit it, but... The push there. Day got down, play on, and that is now counted as a foul. Is there a card potential? Don't think referee will bring that fluorescent yellow out of his pocket. But that was from newcomer Georgia Gugliani. And set piece here for AKU, and they're very close to goal. There's a wall there, but they've got to play it out to someone.
You need to put this away if you want to win this game.
Another wasted opportunity from AKU. D'Alessandro went straight into the wall, hoping for a ricochet, hoping for something there to kind of upset the keeper or the defense.
Alas, it was not meant to be.
Not their night as Guliana finds now two. This time now she's held. Play on. Guliana still battling it out. Ball goes out of play on the far end, right in front of the Preston fans. They've come out strong. They always bring a big crowd, Josh. Preston.
Well, they always have a big crowd. It's always a really good community, really tight community. They love their team.
They show up, the men's, the women's, the youth, even if they're in state league, even social games, they're all here to support each other.
Well, that's the foundation of a really good club, really good fans. In every sport, maybe, maybe, you know, it gives you that extra advantage, you know? You hear them
Absolutely.
Screaming your name, you just get that boost.
And they're in the referee's ear, they're in your ear.
Yeah, they're in the other team's ear.
Yep. It does create an atmosphere, and it's good to see the support coming from the Preston fans.
My favourite is when they have a drum. When the fans have a drum.
Just a whole musical band out, like in the storage. Like, if you want to use, they didn't allow the games.
Like a, what is
like
that
a
called?
Vizuzu or whatever. Like, I can't remember the
like
name.
A blowhorn, like the ones that's like. Yeah. Some flares. Put some flares in there. No, definitely not. Sounds like an MPL game. Sounds like an MPL game now.
A-League game.
A-League. Melbourne Victory game.
I think they all went to like BCF and just bought the whole shop out of flares.
Or you could have one of those things where every time a team scores a goal, the goals shoot up with like flares.
Oh yeah.
This is definitely not
technical. Oh, I don't think we have a budget for that.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. I think we don't have the safety for that. I don't think it's safe at all inside.
I do know, I think one of the games might be AFL where a particular player, each time they score a goal, they have their own anthem or song that comes up.
Cool. That's
so
cool.
And they probably choose it. So, you know, if you score a goal, you can choose, I want to play, you know, whatever, XYZ song. And then if another player scores, their song comes on. So you kind of remember it.
I like that.
You got to have a DJ that has to be on point and, you know.
Oh, how fun would it be to have a DJ on the final or something? On a final. Oh.
There used to be a soundboard that
Really?
Peter had on the court, and it played like weird sound effects and everything. Because they should bring that back, and each time, like I don't know if you had to go back in the day, like when Serious Futsal was here, before Brunswick, and you could hear like weird sound effects.
I have to go into the archive and just like indulge.
Yeah, they'll be like and then all the like weird sounds, and you can have songs. I get to go back. It's brings me back. But yeah, there was a soundboard. You just press a button, and whatever sound effect came on.
Reminiscent over the good old days.
Good old days of serious futsal here in Thomastown. Might have to talk to Peter. We got to bring that soundboard back.
No, I like what I really love is there's always innovative things going on in this league. There's always like that sense of originality that brings you to the game.
Of course, and the VAR was a new addition. I quite like that. The challenge, like we never had that. It was always a ref call, and even though you think it was not the correct call, there was nothing you could do about it. So the second opinion and the re-look on a kind of replay slow motion kind of impacts the game. It could or not, but that's a good addition to the game.
Yeah, these small additions that don't necessarily change the entire game, but they just make it kind of fresh every year. I mean, even having a timeout in this type of game, it's like it just changes things.
And the stop clock, we never had a stop clock.
Yeah, the stop clock is one of the best additions, I think. Especially at the maybe not in the first half, but for having it in the second half of the game like they did it, it's a very, very good thing. And it's brought some intense moments that you wouldn't get. You wouldn't get them.
Yeah. Oh no, you wouldn't absolutely not have those moments because you would rush it. But if you had all the time in the world to collect the ball, because before then people would time waste.
I would kick the ball to Thomastown Station if I was the defender. I would just sit in the ball. I would not let you touch it.
Were you here when there was a kiosk, like right there?
A kiosk?
Where the entrance is, the kiosk was there. And there was one time a goalkeeper, can't remember who it was, purposely kicked it out. It almost went into where the entrance was.
Oh my.
Just a time waste, and obviously got, I think, a yellow for it. But that's tactical. You're like, what?
Take the yellow for the win.
10 seconds to go. Let's just kick it out,
Can't do that anymore.
Because then that's the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because you got to go collect the ball.
What a tactic. Wonder what new additions will bring us next season.
I wonder. But this game, Preston have done a tremendous job in the second half to score 3 goals. It was 1-1 coming in to the halftime break, and it was from Alex Sinclair, one of the goal scorers, as she scores her second, gets her brace in a huge game like this. Huge moment for Alex Sinclair. Let's watch the replay.
I think I've lost count of how many she has. She's just brilliant. Absolute experience. Look at how she finishes that right underneath the keeper, underneath Chu. Just brilliant. 5-1, and they'll be taking on Fitzroy.
They can continue that form for the finals. Oh, it's going to be deja vu once again.
It's going to be...
Will they lift the cup for the first time? I don't think they've ever won a FOZ Cup.
Really?
Fitzroy have won many, but the FOZ Cup, Preston yet to win one.
I wish we could see we need a graphic of all the winners in the past, like 20 years.
Just have a collage of them all. I'm sure you can even photos. You can put it and Photoshop it into one.
Just to see. That's all I like. Do they get to keep the cup? No, surely not.
No, you get a little branding thing on the side of your team, and I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Wow.
I think I've never seen it live, so I don't know. Might have to ask the referees. But 17 seconds to go. Preston, been on form. They're without their player, Louisa Verratti. Thanks for tuning in. Speedy recovery.
Most definitely.
And they've been on form and have just dominated. And I wouldn't say walk over AKU, but AKU just unable to find any movement or ball movement forward. And again, that only goal was just from a technical error.
Yeah, it was a complete nullification of AKU in the offensive half. They just played so well. And I think one thing is they dominated the midfield battle, and that's why AKU couldn't really come forward and get the chances that Preston got, for example. When you win that midfield battle, it's just how do you need to have control of the ball to win the game.
And a few key players missing does come into effect, and having a very slim bench.
Of course.
That, endurance battle. Oh, and Preston have missed so many. They've had so many opportunities. They probably would have been 10 goals to 1 if a lot of the goals that they strike on would be on point. But nonetheless, a win's a win, and 5 seconds to go. Bushra comes in. She wants us to score.
The
Tiffany Chu
disrespect.
needs to quickly throw that. No, I think she's done. And that's the end. There you have it.
Wow.
Josh, Preston are in the finals with Fitzroy.
I just hope we get ourselves a classic. That's all I can say. Just a
Classical.
classic.
One for the books, one for the archives.
One that we have to always revisit, and one that gives us a replacement of Josh Allen's goal on the...
Oh, yeah.
Just something
Something in the
replaces
highlights
it.
reel,
Yeah.
right? Absolutely. Well, thanks for all tuning in to the semi-finals of the FOZ Cup, and we'll have the grand final of the FOZ Cup next week. Can't wait. Have a lovely evening. Stay safe, and we'll see you then.